the architecture of solidarity, building power through connection. When we look around us and see all the things that are wrong with the world, and we are inspired to act to make things better, we soon realize that bringing about the change we need is a monumental task. Too much for any one person. Improving our lives is not a solo effort. Everyone is connected, and everything that affects one person ultimately affects us all. It's not always easy to realize this, and actually working with others can be challenging. There are disagreements as to goals and strategies. There are limits as to our time and energy, and there must be compromises. A process of not getting everything we want in exchange for at least getting something. Deciding our priorities, planning together, and carrying out those plans requires patience, commitment, and faith. Faith in ourselves and each other. This is the essence of solidarity, standing together to make our lives, everyone's lives, better. Solidarity is a horizontal relationship. There is no one person or group that stands above the rest and dictates what is done in the name of the group. Every voice must be acknowledged, every idea considered. It is the recognition that my well-being is inextricably bound up in yours, that no one's basic needs should be ignored or discounted. The most effective form of solidarity is that which is built upon deep interpersonal connections and a concern for the welfare of all. If we want to establish the conditions which enable solidarity to grow and thrive, we are well served to look at past examples. First, the Black Panther Party and their philosophy of survival pending revolution. The Panthers understood that you cannot politically educate a person who is starving. Their survival programs, like the Free Breakfast for Children program and free medical clinics, met immediate needs to build trust. This culminated in Fred Hampton's Rainbow Coalition, which united Black, Puerto Rican, and poor white communities in Chicago. He proved that a social safety net is the ultimate recruitment tool. Second, we look to Ella Baker, the force behind SNCC. Baker criticized the charismatic messiah model of leadership, the idea that a movement needs one great man at a pulpit. She famously said, "Strong people don't need strong leaders." Her philosophy was group-centered leadership. While vertical leadership focuses on a single person at the top of a pyramid, horizontal leadership develops the capacity of everyone to lead. It is slower, but it creates a decentralized organization that doesn't die when one leader is gone. How do these theories manifest today? Mutual aid is the reciprocal exchange of resources. Unlike charity, it isn't one way. Whether it's a community fridge or a bail fund, mutual aid breaks the stigma of needing help and builds a network of reliance outside of state institutions. Participatory budgeting lets community members decide exactly how public money is spent. It demystifies bureaucracy and gives residents skin in the game, forcing neighbors to deliberate on shared priorities. Community assemblies are open forums for direct democracy. The goal isn't just voting, but deliberation. These assemblies, used from Chiapas to Rojava, identify organic leaders and transform local grievances into collective strategy. The mechanics of building partnerships. If the organization is the building, these are the day-to-day tools that weave the social fabric together. The one-on-one is the fundamental unit of organizing. It is a 30-minute intentional conversation. You aren't there to pitch a cause. You are there to listen for a person's values, motivations, and self-interest. Once you have those connections, you use power mapping. This visual exercise identifies who holds the power to make a change, the target, and then maps out everyone who influences them. It often reveals that a community has more leverage than they realize through indirect connections. Finally, asset-based community development shifts our focus from a community's needs to its assets. Instead of seeing what is missing, we build from the skills, spaces, and local knowledge that already exist. We build from a place of abundance. V, challenges and sustainability. This work is emotionally taxing. Organizing around grievance can lead to burnout. This is why we must replace self-care with collective care, building systems that support members when they stumble. We also need protocols for conflict. We must move from calling out, publicly shaming, to calling in, addressing harm while keeping the person within the community. If we discard people the moment they make a mistake, we will never have the numbers to win. The final challenge is scale. How to maintain deep, horizontal connections while growing large enough to challenge massive institutions. The answer lies in linking small, strong cells of solidarity together into a vast, unbreakable web. 6. Conclusion. Solidarity is not a feeling, it is a discipline. It is the daily practice of choosing the we over the me. While charity may ease the pain of a broken system, solidarity is the only tool we have to build a new one. The architecture is already there, etched into our history. But the work doesn't start with a grand rally. It begins with a single, intentional conversation. It begins when you realize that your neighbor's well-being is the key to your own.